Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be doing valve clearances on my built EJ20. Alright guys, if you don't know about this engine, it's a fully built EJ20 that I've done myself. I'm about to put some stage 2 cams in, so we need to do new valve clearances. So with this model, it is shim on buckets. So we can swap over the shims. We don't have to get new buckets for everything, but we need to do some clearances on the new camshafts. Got some Brian Crowell ones here, stage 2. Here's the valve clearances. So let's get to work. This is going to take a long time. A lot of in and out and measuring. Alright, so my GoPro just went flat. It went from 97% down to 0. Hadn't been plugged in for 2 weeks because I've been on holidays. Alright, so we've got the stage 2 BC cam here, and we've got the stock one. This is the valve clearance. There we go. Matches for intake. So we're going to head over here and I'll put some assembly lube in here, and then we'll put the caps on, we'll torque it down, and then we'll check the valve clearances. Now I can pop these shims out and swap them around, so if it isn't right, I'll have to measure these shims. It's a very long process, but we'll have to pop out these, measure all these up, and swap them around. If I can't match them there, we'll put the caps on. We'll put the caps on with the cams in so these don't fall out when I rotate around to do the other side, and see if I can swap them all around. Otherwise, I'll have to get new shims, which is okay because there's a guy pretty close to me, just a couple of suburbs over, or the next suburb over, that does it pretty quick. You can see here, we've got some numbers on here. So this is one of his ones. 231. Alright guys, so we've got the stage 2 cam in there with all the caps on, you can see. So now we need to get the filler gauge in on the back side of the lobe and measure the clearance. We'll write down all the clearances on this bit of paper over here. On the intake side, so 1 being the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm trying to get it to 0.20. I'm working in millimeters here. So yeah, we'll just write everything down, and then we'll be able to see the difference, and I'll be able to measure up the shim if there is a difference, so then I can see what shim size I need to get it to the correct size, if that makes sense. Alright, so at the moment I've got the filler gauge for the correct size, and I can't get it under. There we go. I can get it under there. Cool. And then we need to rotate the cam for the back one. We'll go back to there. Gotta remember we're on a bit of an angle as well, so the lobe's going to be, oops, sorry, not used to this camera or the phone. It's got to be on a slight angle. And we run the filler gauge underneath, so it goes under, doesn't go under. It's a bit hard to always double check and get that angle. Let's try again. Nope. Yep. Alright, so I'll write them down. We'll go to a thinner filler gauge, so probably a 0.18, and we'll try this one and this one, I think it was, and we'll write down that bit of paper. So there's a bit of difference. 2 meter ones are pretty similar, 2 outside ones are similar, but these are very wrong. So what I'm going to do is do the exhaust and see if there's a big difference there. If there's a difference, and we can swap them around and get the whole left side done just from swapping the shims around on the left side, that'd be awesome. So let's get this stock exhaust one out. We'll get the stage 2 BC one in. All right, this front exhaust one was way out. It was more suited to this side. So what I need to do now is measure up the ones that are pretty far out, the shims that I mean. That's what I mean. So measure the thickness of the shims, and we'll write them down, and I'll write them on the shims actually with some permanent marker, and then yeah, we'll see if we can swap some around to make it better, and then we'll head over to the right hand side. We'll do the same thing, and then whatever I need to do, if I need to swap them around or what, or if I need to order more shims, then that will be the case, and I'll have to order some more shims. Hopefully it's a pretty quick turnaround, and we can get this thing back together. Alright guys, I've measured up the shims. They've actually all from this guy that's local to me, and they've all got numbers on them. I've just gone over them so you can see them better. There's one that's perfect, one that's, or two that are 0.01 off. This one could get swapped up to here, and then we would have 3 at 0.24. This one is way out, and that's what we need. That's what we need. Oh, focus. I haven't written what we need there, but that would be a 0.236. No, 38. Well. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find this website again for this guy that's pretty close to me. It looks like it goes up by 0.01 for the shims, because we have a 226 and we have a 227. So I'll have a look, see how much they cost. I can't remember. If they are reasonable, I'll put the cams in, because we've still got a 3 in there, and we'll do the other side, and we'll see what we need. Right, so I've got the micrometers out. I don't know if I've said this already, just to double check all of the shims. I actually found the website as well, so it was pretty good. I've got in the cart at the moment, I've got 6 shims. So this one moved from down here to up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll see if we can swap some of these ones over for ones in the right hand side that I'm about to pull out and measure. We've already flipped it over, so we've got to get the cam gears off and pull everything apart. Alright guys, so I've got the BC Stage 2 cams in the right hand side, and I think these are original shims. Let's go have a look at the numbers. Intake, perfect. 2 of the exhaust, perfect. Just the middle 2, just a little bit off. So we'll get these shims out, we'll measure them, and see if I can swap them over with some of these ones that are sitting over here. And hopefully we can get a perfect head. Yeah. That went very quick compared to the other side. Alright, turns out these two are actually aftermarket one. You can see the number there, 226. So we need a 224 for both of these. But with the 226, if you look over here, we need a 226 here, and we need a 226 here. So that is freaking awesome. That can go over there, and that can go there. Alright guys, it's just after midnight. and I managed to get all of the intakes done. They're all spot on. So I've got 4 that I need to get. That's it, which is pretty good. 3 of them are the same, and then I got a 218. So for number 1 on exhaust on the left hand side. So I'll hopefully order them tomorrow and see how we go. So yeah, it's coming together. Hopefully we can get cams done and everything back on the heads. Hopefully this episode, if not definitely next episode. And then I'll have to order like all the timing stuff because I haven't got a tensioner and belt and all these pulleys. You get that off too. Alright guys, I just put in for a quote for those 4 shims. Hopefully I'll hear from the guy tomorrow, and maybe I might be able to swing past on the way home to pick up the kids, because it's actually on the way to my parents' place. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get it tomorrow and get it all back together. That would be mint. Alright guys, it's the next day. Just got back and look at our shims. Pretty quick turnaround. They called me about 9:30 in the morning after I ordered it at 12:30 that morning. Yes, half an hour past midnight. So let's get these in. We have written down where they need to go. So got 2 on the right hand side. We're currently on the left. So we have obviously another 2 on the right hand side, which are a 224 and a 218. Alright, so I just had this resting on here last night so nothing would fall in. Let's get that over there. So this front one and this back one. So we'll head over here. Number 1. So the front one on the exhaust needs the 218, and the one at the back is a 224. So it'll be at 0.26, I believe. We'll obviously check them once they are in. So let's get this cam out and we'll chuck those in. There we go. Got the new shims in. I think they're all precision shims. So that's the company. Definitely recommend them. I'll put their details actually up on the screen and in the comments, not the comments, the description, if you need anything. So what you can do is actually on their website you can select your car, go down, and it will tell you what type of shims you need. So these are 32mm flat shims for these EJ205. So yeah, and then you just choose your size. So that's a 2.18, it's 2.26, got a 2.24. Yeah, let's get the cam back in, measure it all up, make sure it's all good, and then we'll clean up all this schmoo and make sure it's all dry. So before I do that, I'll put the spark plugs in so nothing falls down on top of the pistone. The left hand side is done. Intake and exhaust are all good. So what I'll do now is I'll put the spark plugs in, and I will clean up all of this. So I'll take these caps off too, because we'll end up getting the new seals in that I got in that box under there, and we'll seal this all up, and then we'll move over to the right hand side. Alright, so I started to get a little bit carried away. So I've got the valve cover back on, we have the seals in, and we've got this rear cover on. Now I was thinking a little bit about putting that on because I need to get this bracket off here, which doesn't actually interfere with that at all because that actually sits behind it. So we can get that off. I've got a new one of them. Still need to get a whole timing kit, which is a bit silly of me leaving it so late, but yeah, we got to do that. So what I'm going to do now is actually put the cam gears back on. I've got new bolts for them, and I need to see the torque specs for that, and then it should be enough time that this sealant is cured enough. I might have stuffed up a little bit. A little bit of oil may have seeped through while I was tightening it down, so we might have a little breach. So if it starts dripping from here, we all know why. Now the cover's still, there you go, it's still got oil there. Damn it, hopefully it's just from around the seal on the external part. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to be having a leak. Still need to find the plug for that. I have no idea where it is, but yeah, no coolant will stay on the engine if that's open. But let's get these cam gears back on. Alright, we've got the nice new bolts there. I'll find the torque specs and we'll do that. Alright guys, found the torque specs. It's 75 Newton meters for these bolts, so let's get them tightened. Alright, they're all done, pretty easy. Let's flip over the engine and put the last two shims in and pretty much get it back to this on that side. Sorry guys, it was 78 Newton meters. So let's do it again. Alright guys, so I'm pretty much there, and then I broke a bolt. I didn't strip the thread, which is good. I did break the bolt, so these have been in and out a lot of times in their life. I'm guessing they've just gotten weak. Yeah, I was so close to being finished with these cams. It's always the way, isn't it? I was hoping it would be stuck out just a little bit, but no, she's right in there. So unfortunately, that sucks. I should still be, no I won't, because the cap goes over. Yeah, thought I could still put the cover on, but obviously not. I don't have a drill bit to extract that, so left-handed thread. I'll go get one tomorrow, either before work or after work. Awesome. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to call it for the night with that issue there. I'll sit the cap on, put the cover on, and I want to look for one of these bungs for down here. Hopefully I can find one here, and then we'll get the extraction tool and we'll get that broken bolt out, and then I have to find a bolt to go in there now. My bolt box here. Yeah, fun and games, hey? I'm so close to getting them done. Oh well, these things happen. Alright guys, it's the next day and I did get the extractor set to get this one out, but I think I'll leave that to the next episode or the one after. Still got quite a bit to do, so I'll probably get some more bolts too. They're only like 50 cents, so we'll get some new ones, because these are definitely stretched. They've been in and out probably 50 times since I've owned it. So yeah, if you guys like this episode, give it a thumbs up, If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.